Did a show called Surviving the Dirty 90s, which was exhibited at the ATH. It was a show depicting artists, people from our community, the arts community and the environmental community. And I went into their homes to photograph them with their families, showing that artists do have families and live in abodes. Okay, however humble, but they do live in houses, and maybe you want to take.
What you did, you asked each artist to make a statement, and you also asked if you could come to their home and photograph them, and you did that with about how many artists?
54
artists. And that show was called the Dirty 90s. So, and there were quite a few statements made, and worrisome statements.
Yeah, which if you, I could hang that show on the wall right now and change the title from Surviving the Dirty 90s to Surviving the Dirty 20s, because that's where it is going. I'm sorry. Our governments, they don't care about us. It's just awful what they're doing. I mean, the number of people, in poverty in this city, okay, and the government's claiming that there's no money to do anything about it. That's bullshit, okay? I mean, you can have tax measures which could create millions of dollars necessary to house everybody. Everybody should have a roof over their head. Many years ago, Annerie and I were given tickets to enjoy Yo-Yo-Ma at the Thompson Hall in Toronto. It was a rainy day. And so we traveled to Toronto and we got our car and walked to the Thompson Hall. But we had to step over all these people lying in the street, trying to survive. Okay, this was in November. It was raining. It was horrible. Do you think we could actually enjoy, listen to Yo-Yo-Ma? Playing his beautiful music to a well-heeled public? No, I couldn't. It was an awful experience. And I'm sorry, but we seem to be going the same route again with the Duckford idiot and Justin Pretty Face and so on and so on and so on. No, I'm not going to do another show because, like I said, I could change the title and hang the same show again.
So what would you advise young
Well,
people?
take it on as a project. Talk to your friends, photograph them, ask them to make a statement from how you're surviving as a millennial. Which is really hard at the moment. I realize that. Lack of jobs, well-paying jobs. There are all kinds of jobs around, but they're not well-paying. They're crap jobs, most of them. And so it's up to you guys. Okay, get together with your fellow young artists and start a project. Okay, and you work for the ink. You use the ink. You can talk to Bryce. I'm sure he will accommodate you, right, Bryce? For a show by young people, you have done that before, right? So there are all kinds. Throw the spot, I know you. Okay, so that's great. All right.
I'm kind of in a weird space where I'm not a young person anymore, but I come from the hip hop culture and I'm very rooted in it still. And I can remember a time where hip hop was like such a powerful medium for getting information out and social commentary, and it was starting to take root and change mindsets. and then it kind of got co-opted by the labels, and they started pushing gangster rap and very bass and booty music and things of that nature, and turned a powerful art form into something more that they can monetize. And even right now, being 46 and still having a sharp pen and wanting to do music and whatnot, looking at, does it make sense? Because once again, you know, you're trying to take care of a family, and you can't just go and tour and do all of those things that come along with being a musician. So do you leave it to the new generation who don't come from the rooted foundation of what hip hop culture is supposed to be, and, you know, are falling victim to the opioids and the drugs and that nature, and the one-sided narrative that's being pushed through the music and programmed because it can be, you know, monetized. So it's a weird space, but I don't know in regards to, like, you know, how you kind of combat that. And that's where I'm, as an artist right now, like, okay, where is my voice now? What do I want to do? What do I want my work to, you know, kind of found, I think I know where I want to go with it, but it's like, you know, actively doing it now, right? So it's kind of where it's at.
Bryce, did you want to?
Are we going to have another question, or is this it? Well,
I didn't know if we wanted to, has anyone used a clipboard? No? Does anybody have, like, we want to keep it around an hour and then turn this more into a social rather than a thing. So did you want to just comment?
yeah, you asked if we believe that the strongest and most engaging art making and organizing emerges out of political turmoil, and I really doubt that. I think, you know, I mean, each of us has political convictions and can express that, but, you know, other than say, if you were a Russian constructivist in the 1919 or whatever, when that whole constructivist art movement had that political force to it, I really doubt that our individual exercises in art are going to really make change. If we're talking about change, I think change is a goal that we all would like to see, but through art, I'm not sure. But the only thing I have to say to people is that when who are thinking about organizing, is that years ago, when the Hamilton Artists Inc. was just forming, we talked to people from the Niagara Artists Company who had actually established the Niagara Artists Company Cooperative, I guess, about a year before we did. And one of its founding members and driving forces was John Boyle, who was one of those artists from London, Ontario, around that community that was so dynamic at that time, where Greg Curnow and Jack Chambers came from as well. But I remember him saying at one of his talks that, and he just repeated that phrase that Margaret Mead used or wrote about how a small group of committed people can change the world. And in fact, that's the only way it happens, something to that effect. And that really struck a chord in me, and I think it's true, that if you can surround yourself with a few people that and have some kind of commitment to a cause or a goal, you can do it, and it's exciting because you're generating all that energy and the dynamics you're within yourselves. That's it.
Okay. All right. Okay, so I think we'll wrap this part of it up. You guys are going to stay for a little bit? Is that correct? Yes? Good, okay. So we're going to open it up now, and we'll play some music sort of quietly in the background for a little while, let people sort of talk and keep going from where we left off. And once we move from there, we're going to hopefully crank the music up a little bit and have a little bit of fun later on. So, but I wanted to thank you guys very much for coming out. So if we can give them all All right, well that's it. Have fun, and the bar is open. Thanks.